viewers from around the world. I'm Kristen Schwartz, licensed midwife and MC here at Gold Learning and Gold Midwifery. And it is such a huge honor to have a special guest here with me today. Today we are sitting down here with Betty-Annes Davis. Hello, Betty-Annes. It's so lovely to see you.
Good morning. Nice to be here.
Wonderful to have you here. You will be presenting about Breech, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. This is for the new add-on package that we have here at Gold. But first of all, let's talk about you a little bit. You are a midwife, a researcher, an educator. You've worked all over the world. So tell us a little bit about your background and what you're up to now.
Well, my background is, yes, it's a little bit, it's been in quite a few different cultures. I originally trained outside of Canada, and I was outside of Canada for 8 years working with various groups that were Indigenous groups, and also with the Black Granny Midwives in Alabama, and with lots of varied religious groups, as well as, and not just Christian, but Muslim groups. So I think that my background and my anthropology studies have really taken me into a different place. And I know what's interesting is I've actually had at least one physician tell me that he doesn't tell anybody in his own milieu that he studies anthropology and really likes anthropology because it's the voice of death. Because he says then people don't take you as a credible practitioner, which I find fascinating. And it's very similar to when I first tried to introduce some anthropology and talked about the traditional midwives at my own hospital in Ottawa. I found that the physicians, they came to me afterwards and they said, why did you talk about traditional midwives in your video? I mean, and your setting and with your PowerPoint? And I said, because I think we've got a lot to learn from ancient civilizations and from people that are still working on the ground who haven't had 400 years of obstetrics that has turned our obstetric system into a difficult thing for women. And I also realized that he felt that I was connecting the traditional midwives at this point. We were talking about Breech with Dr. Leuven, with whom I spent quite a bit of time working on his data and doing research in Frankfurt with. And I think he actually thought I was making a diminutive of his high status because I was connecting him with the traditional midwives. When for me, I'm thinking, man, if he's figured this out and people all around the world figured out the same thing about upright vaginal breech, then maybe we've got something to learn from these traditional cultures. So that's basically where I'm coming from. I'm definitely coming from a position of research, yes, and as a professional qualified midwife in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, yes. But I definitely come with a history that helps me to see, I think, outside the box. And when I find people that can help me with those views outside the box and help us to bring us closer to what normality is, then I think we have a very good collaboration. And I don't know if any of you are familiar with I think his name's Daniel Pink. He's an economist who realized that the new age really has to move into a situation where we are crossing boundaries, and that's why I actually decided to apply for the job with the International it's FIGO, which is Fédération Internationale des Gynecologues et Obstétriciens. I can't remember how to say it in English, but it's the International Federation of Gynecology and Obstetrics. That's what it is. And the reason I did that is I really wanted to see how they thought. And what's wonderful is I found that the people at the top really think the way I do. We have to work on the people on the ground that are working with an old textbooks, that are working with old views, and that are working with an attitude that, because they come from a long tradition of a lot of it is male history of imposing things on women, that it's really time to undo that.
Yeah.
And I have spent 45 years of my life as a midwife doing that, but I think I really moved on it when I joined FIGO.
That's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, you have been doing this for such a long time. Tell me, is this I mean, you've been saying this over and over and seeing this and educating people for decades now. And finally, you see that there is some movement. What's been taking so long? It must have been very frustrating for you at times, going like, why isn't everybody seeing it like that?
Well, what's really interesting is, it dawned on me just only recently. I've actually been in the women's studies department. I've been teaching about social movement theory for many years. And one of the things that dawned on me as I started studying the human rights issues, and I started realizing we were moving from disenfranchised social movements in the 70s and 80s and even 90s as midwives to try to change things. When we moved into the millennium, we started looking at human rights issues. And that's why I put out this book called Birthing Models on the Human Rights Frontier, Speaking Truth to Power. And I did it with Robbie Davis Floyd, who's an anthropologist. And we were really seeking another avenue. And that's when I realized that really all colonialists, basically, the American Revolution, all of the colonialists really were basing their conquests on nefarious human rights violations. And I list them in this book. There's about 6 or 7 of them, and basically, genocide, slavery, patriarchy, destruction of the environment, violence, and misappropriation of resources. All of the social movements of our time are reactions to one of those genocides, one of those human rights violations.
Right.
So, we have Idle No More, we have the Me Too movement. They all go through this series of attempts to undo those things. So that's what we talk about in that book.
It's eye-opening. I thought it's a phenomenal book, and it's really eye-opening because it makes so much sense looking at that from that lens, going, that's where it's all coming from. That's why this is, such a struggle, and it makes sense to view it from that angle. It was really fascinating to me.
Right, and the breech issue. So breech issue, and I'm going to talk about this in slideshow, but to me, it's the microcosm of everything that's gone wrong with obstetrics, but it also holds the solutions. And what I love about the breech movement is that it has joined together doulas and women who have helped us organize our conferences, especially the one in Ottawa we organized another one with the Coalition for Breech Birth in Washington, and they've started across Europe, and we are all working together. And it's not just midwives and women. It is the obstetricians joining us. It is biomechanical engineers working with us. It's epidemiologists. My husband just poked his head in here. Hello. Because we need research and we need to have an evidence-based system. We all know that today.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so happy to hear that all these different professions are joining together and seeing how important this is and bringing about change. And we're so happy that you're presenting here with us. And your presentation actually is titled "Avoiding Another Friedman Curve. Are we ready to relax timing limitations in vaginal breech?" I find that a really an important topic because, we have come to a certain degree, we've been moving forward. Even the World Health Organization is saying that the Friedman curve is no longer, that's not a model that, it's no longer valid or should be followed as such. But, how is this looked at in breech? And you're going to talk about that. Tell us a little bit, just give us a slight overview of what you're going to be talking about here.
Well, I'm actually talking about some bumps in the road that we've had recently. And it's a little bit difficult when you're working together and the international community looking at upright vaginal breech birth is quite small, but we are not always together on things, and sometimes there's a disparate moment which we came upon, but I think that we're resolving it now, and fortunately this has all been becoming resolved just in the last few months, so it's very timely to be doing this presentation. I didn't know when you asked me to do this presentation that it was going to be resolving, but it is, so yay.
Yay,
Success.
that's good. So would you say, you're saying like you're not all on the same, always on the same opinion, but isn't that also important to have that, to kind of, because that also pushes boundaries, moves things forward from you,
Yes, it is, but it's pretty important to base it on on research that's valid.
Correct.
And I
Yeah.
think that's the problem, is that we discovered that a couple of our colleagues had moved into an avenue that wasn't actually, they're using videos and trying to suggest that a video study could be done in the way they did it. And it because it's neither randomized, it doesn't even have to be randomized to have for good evidence, but it has to be done from data that comes from one practitioner or a hospital or two hospitals even, but that produce all of their data for a defined time period. You can't just take a few videos off and use those. That doesn't work as a study. And that's what I'm going to explain in about why that doesn't work.
Wow.
And how it wasn't even accurate.
And thank you so much, Betty and David. This is fascinating. I can't wait for your presentation. I know everybody is looking forward to that and to the entire Breech package. It is so important that we're talking about this, and especially also about upright breech birth, because there's not so much information on it, yet. We still have, many of us are trained the old ways, about breech, laying back on your back and things like that. So this is so needed, and we're so happy that you're here doing this for us. Thank you. And now some information for our viewers. If you're interested in this presentation and want to learn more, and also if you want to find out about the other presentations in this Breech package, which is titled Advancing the Art of Breech Birth, and it's an add-on package to the Midwifery Conference of 2022 that we have going on starting in February. So this package will be available February 1st. And we would like to invite you to go to goldmidwifery.com and goldlearning.com. Thank you again, Brett, Betty, and Davis, and thank you to all our viewers. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thanks, Kristen.